Ah,
SGN, sir.
yes, sir.
SGSN.
SGSN is also not of LTE network element. It is a 2G generation network element. Okay, others. What about Rakshita? Rakshita M. Yes, Rakshita.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you mention any one element of LTE network?
MME,
MME. Can you tell the expansion of that?
Mobility Management Entity.
Very good. So, mobility management entity. Okay. So what about Ritika? Yes, Ritika.
Yes,
Yeah, yesterday I was calling 10 times. You didn't respond only.
yes,
What is the
my
issue?
laptop got stuck. I couldn't come out, sir.
Okay. But you should communicate. No, otherwise, how do I understand? At least through putting a SMS or a message in chat box. Okay, fine.
No,
Now,
sir,
is it
I
possible to
wasn't
say?
able to access anything, sir. It had just my screen broke and I wasn't able to restart.
Okay, fine, ma. Now, can you say, other than Rakshita said some network element, similar to that, can you add some more elements? It is any one name of
Yes,
LTE
sir.
network? Yeah.
Uh, PDSN,
Yeah. Okay.
CDMA,
Huh?
CDMA,
PDMA.
CDMA, sir.
CDMA. No, I said no already. CDMA. Teja has said it is a 2G network component. 2G network it is actually. CDMA.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, Kusumakar. Kusumakar.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Quickly tell man. Network element of LTE. I don't want to spend much time on this. Just I would like to get some inputs. Then I said no. Today also I will revise that architecture. Then let me see the next topic. Yeah. Quickly. Kusumakar. But when more than half an hour, I thought about that. I told the functionalities of each component. I'm just asking the name. I'm not asking the functions. That you can't recall from your memory and say this is what the element of LTE network. No visualization or no memory only. Hmm? You cannot remember that much. What has been taught in the previous class, you cannot recall and say. Yes, if this is the case, then it becomes very difficult, no? Yes. What about Arshita? Arshita. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. Arshita. Yes, Vidhu. Vidhu.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, I expect you to say something about LTE. See, for everybody, I cannot repeat the question. Nah? If you're listening, then you'll be able to say, right, what I'm expecting.
Yes, sir. So what I can recall is LTE, GSM, CDMA, E node B.
E node B. Okay, that is to be catch. E node B is one uh, element of the LTE network. Fine. Uh, yes, Abhilash. Abhilash. Yes, Aditya Datta. Yeah, respond, man. Abhilash, just not chatting message. I'm asking you, either you can. Today also your mic is not good. Yes, Aditya Datta. Aditya Datta. No. Aditya Patel. Serving gateway. Okay, very good. So E node B, serving gateway, mobility management entity, then P gateway, right? So at least this thing should be there in your mind. Okay, so let me just come back to that. Yeah. Okay. Just to recap and for better understanding, I've taken one example to deal with the LTE architecture. Okay. So whatever yesterday I said, in addition to that, you can also take some amount of time to understand this. It is, I hope I will be able to convey in a better way compared to the what I said about yesterday's key components, right? So let us assume that some of you and your friend wants to travel from say Bangalore to Belgaum. Okay, even you can take any other city also, nothing wrong. So I have taken within a state some 2 3 cities, right? So your friend wants to browse. Okay, your friend, what he wanted to browse. So what he requires if he wants to browse, right? So and before I say what I can say is when you're traveling from say Bangalore to Belgaum, you will find the base stations, or we say ENB, that is enhanced node base stations along your way, right? So this is ENB1, ENB2, ENB3, and so on. I've shown this. So it is basically this ENBs will be having antennas and other means is basically a transceiver circuits it will have. Okay, fine. So you will be able to find these things on the way to your place. Okay, and as I said, when your friend wants to browse, so he requires internet, right? So just I'm showing here. Okay, your friend wanted to browse, so you need internet. Then how to establish a connection? So from this internet, uh, what I mean to say is there should be a connection to each of these ENBs. That is one way to have. Yes, directly from these ENBs, means from this internet. So somewhere it will be the cloud, right? So from that internet, if the things are connected, okay, to each of ENBs, then what is the issue, or is that fine if that is the network architecture? So what is happening? See, you need to have some address, no? So to communicate with that, right? So what happens when you keep moving from one ENB to another ENB, right? That IP address has to be changed, right? Every time, right? But that is not the good idea to have direct connection from this internet to the ENBs. And when you're traveling from one ENB to another ENB, so your IP address also keep changing, right? But that leads to what? The more traffic. So to overcome that issue, there is between this ENBs and internet, so there is a network element called P gateway. Hope you understand how that P gateway come into the picture. So what this P gateway will do, it will be hosting the IP address for the users. Okay. So from internet, this P gateway, that is PDN, right? Gateway, packet data network gateway, will be allocating the IP addresses to the ENBs. Okay, to the users, not the ENBs, to the users. So now from P gateway, if the things are connected directly to each of these ENBs, is that fine? So the P gateway will be allocating the IP address to the users, right? So now if this P gateway directly connected to each of these ENBs, And do we think that have you solved the problem of changing the IP address by the user whenever he is moving from one ENB to another ENB? Not it, right? And even if it is directly connected, if that leads to again more traffic to this P gateway, fine, keep changing IP address every time. So what the next element has come is, yeah, just shown here. Okay, if I connect the P gateway from P gateway to each of these ENBs, when you move from one ENB to another ENB, your still IP address needs to be changed, right? Since your IP address does not change as you move, and ENBs are in different subnetworks, so your packet need to be tunneled. So I will talk about this tunneling and all later on. Okay, you might have studied maybe in CCN. I don't know how many of you have still remembered those concepts. It is fine. So if this is the thing, right? Though this P gateway is taking care of the allocation of IP address to the users, and even when he is moving from one ENB to another ENB, even if it is IP address is not changing because it is directly connected to the P gateway, right? But this leads to again more traffic to this P gateway, right? So to overcome that problem, so there is a in between one more anchor, okay, that we call as serving gateway. We understood this point, how the serving gateway has come into the picture. Okay, so the serving gateway, from serving gateway, these e-nodes will be connected. Okay, and now this serving gateway will take care of that mobility. Okay, earlier it was directly connected to the P gateway, no? So taking care of mobility and all, it will be more burden to P gateway. To overcome that problem, the serving gateway is another anchor. Okay, it has come to the picture and it will be providing connections to the ENBs. So what we can say is here, these connections from ENBs to the P gateway will be through the serving gateway. Okay, means this interface will not be visible to the P gateway. Okay, so with single interface from P gateway to serving gateway, we will be able to establish the connection. But this serving gateway will take care of the mobility of the user from one ENB to another ENB, right? So now the data which is coming from internet to the user, right, can pass through P gateway, from P gateway to S gateway, from S gateway to this ENBs, from ENB to the user. Is that fine? What I'm saying? And here I have shown two types of lines. So one is continuous, that is the thick line. Another one is dotted line. So this thick line is for the user plane, we say, that is for data. Okay, and this dotted line is for the signaling. Okay, so means that we call as a control plane. Okay, so control plane we use for signaling, and this thick line is used for transmitting the data. Okay, so now still this serving gateway, okay, will be has to take care of the mobility of the user from one ENB to another ENB, right? So this task has been shifted to another network element that is known as the mobility management entity, we say, MME. Okay, so the data will be provided from serving gateway. That service will be provided from serving gateway, but taking care of the mobility of this user from one ENB to another ENB will be taken care by this mobility management entity. Okay, in turn, this mobility management entity will be connected to the serving gateway. Okay, so this is a control plane. That is why it is connected with dotted lines. Is that fine? And I will tell what is this interface names. So these are all S1U. S1 is the name of the interface between serving gateway and the ENB. Okay, so ENB1, ENB2, ENB3 is there now. So the name of the interface is S1, and this U stands for user plane. Okay, similarly, the name of the interface from serving gateway to the P gateway is known as S5. Okay, and together for user plane and as well as control plane, we can write it as S5. If you want to separate it for user plane and control plane, then we use the another letter that is U and C. Okay, if I write S5U, that is for user plane, then S5C, that is for control plane. Okay, as I said, control plane will be indicated by that is control signaling line will be indicated by dotted lines. Okay, so now the interface between this mobility management entity and the serving gateway is known as S11. Okay, S11. And yeah, then from mobility management entity to ENBs is also S1 and with MME we say. Okay, and this mobility management entity is in turn connected to HSS. So this HSS is the what? Home subscriber server or home subscriber system we say. So this home subscriber system or server will be storing the user information. Okay, it will means user data, username, password, keys and all will be stored in this HSS. Okay, so this mobility management entity will be getting information from this HSS to authenticate whether he is the authorized user for this network or not. Okay, it will get from that element and it will authorize, and then only it will be able to establish the connection. So hope and yeah, here from one ENB to another ENB, right? So we need a connection, right? That interface is known as X2. X2 it is interface. The name of the interface from ENB among the ENBs is X2. Here also I have shown with the two lines. One is dotted line, another is the continuous line. That is a thick line. So that is one is for data, and dotted line is for signaling. Okay. So this is just one part of the network. Yeah. Any questions as far as this is concerned? Though the name of the interfaces are not mentioned at the beginning, but this architecture we're going to study in some other modules. So that is why I'm explaining all these things at the beginning only. Okay, again, I need not repeat this in subsequent modules. That is why I'm mentioning the name of the interface also. Yes, I'm asking any questions. Do you have any questions to ask? Yes, my dear student, should respond now. What is this here? Every class I should say respond, respond. Even when I ask any questions are there, you can't say yes or no. Even to say yes or no, I have to change my window.
So
Please
can you
understand
please
no, my
again?
problem. Huh?
Can you please brief it out again, sir?
Okay. So what I said, why I've taken this example is just to make you understand the architecture. I took an example that you and your friend will be traveling from Bangalore to Belgaum. Okay. And when you wanted while traveling, okay, so you all what you find, just I've shown the road, right? And then I've shown the name of the places. This is the first thing. I hope you have visualized this, right? Then you will find the base stations along your way from Bangalore to Belgaum, right? So these are known as the ENBs, that is enhanced node B. So these are the base in other generation system we call as base station, but in LTE we call this as enhanced node base stations. Okay, enhanced node B means enhanced node base stations. So it is basically a transceivers. Okay, it will having antennas and other related circuitry. Okay, so basically these ENBs will establish a connection to the users. Okay, so your user equipment or mobile will be there with you, right? You want to establish a connection, it will be connected to first element as ENB. Hope you visualize this. So these are all the ENBs you will be finding along your way, right? As I said, one of your friend wants to browse. Okay, when he wants to browse, what is required? Internet is required. So just I've shown the internet here. Okay, how we can establish the connection, right? So from internet, is it possible to have a connection directly to the ENBs? Is it the right way? You can't, no? So from this internet, so there is a element called P gateway, means uh, that is PDN gateway, right? Packet data network gateway, right? So this will be in turn connected to the external world, that is to the internet. And this P gateway is responsible for many functions. In that first one, what I said is This is responsible for allocating the IP address to the user or to the subscriber. So this P gateway will be allocating the IP addresses to the users. Okay. Then from P gateway, can we connect directly to each of these ENBs? If that is the case, if I connect directly to each of these ENBs, that is what I have shown in the next diagram. Right. Okay. So this P gateway is responsible, means your packet will come from this internet to the P gateway, then from P gateway to these ENBs, from these ENBs to yourself, to the user equipment. So when you move from one ENB to another ENB, what I said, though this P gateway is allocating the IP addresses to the user, of course, now if means when you're moving from one ENB to another ENB, right? So the your IP address need to be changed, right? It has to be maintained, monitored by the ENBs and this P gateway, and it has to take care of that, right? So this interface leads to more traffic to the P gateway. To overcome that, there is another element between P gateway and the ENBs. That is known as the serving gateway, we say. Okay, so it is an anchoring. It does the anchoring job between P gateway and the ENBs to take care of what? The connection from P gateway to ENBs. Okay, the data will be routed through the serving gateway. Okay, so this will take care of the mobility of the user from one ENB to another ENBs, right? As I said, this thicket line are the for data, and this dotted line is for control, that is signaling. Okay, and I told the name of the interface, that is from ENB to the serving gateway, is known as S1. This U stands for user plane, and the name of the interface means, I hope you all understand interface means what? How do we connect from this device to this device, right? There is a certain protocols will be there. So, and we give some name for that interface. We call that as an interface. So name of the interface between serving gateway and P gateway is known as S5. Okay. And here we have shown two things. Now, one is control, another is user plane. Separately, you can make it. Now, so the serving gateway will be taking care of the connection from ENBs, from each of these ENBs to the P gateway, right? That will be routed through the serving gateway. And the mobility of the user from ENB1 to ENB2, then ENB2 to ENB3. So that also again leads to more traffic to this. That is taken care by another element known as mobility management entity, I said. So this mobility management entity will be taking care of the mobility of the users from one ENB to another ENB, right? So this is a controls that is signaling, right? A control plane it is. So there is no data path to MME. It is only passing the signaling to ENBs. Means it will indicate, okay, this fellow is moving from one ENB to another ENB. So he needs a handover. So that will be initiated by MME by saying to the serving gateway. Okay. So here name of the interface from MME to serving gateway is known as S11. Then from mobility management entity to HSS. So this is what HSS is, home subscriber server or home subscriber system we call. So this home subscriber system will be having the information about the users. Okay. Means it will have username, password, and other keys. Okay. So this will be that data will be taken by the MME to authenticate whether is the right user or not for have the services of this network. Okay, that will be done by this. Okay, hope you understood the function of HSS. It will be having the information about the user, like user ID and password, that will be verified by the MME, and it will authenticate, okay, whether he is the right user for getting the services of this network or not. And as I said, the ENBs in turn will be connected, right, through the interface known as X2. Okay, from one ENB to another ENB. See, when you are moving from one ENB to another ENB and the packet is coming from the serving gateway, already you are near to this ENB2 now, so the packet might have reached this ENB1. That has to be passed to this user. So that will be intimated by this ENB1 to ENB2. Yes, this user is coming to your network. Are you able to handle the traffic of this user? Can you accept this packet? Like that, okay? So that communication will be established through this interface. Hope you got. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Any questions with respect to this? Yeah. Still, I'm
No,
telling.
sir.
Yeah. Still, I'm telling in a lighter manner. So we'll take up next. Yeah. So now what I said. So that fellow is moved from, means this is I think with respect to previous network now. So this will take care of certain ENBs, right? So all these three ENBs, okay, connected to this mobility management entity, and that mobility management entity will be connected to this serving gateway 1. Okay. So when he keeps moving from one, say from Bangalore to Davangere, then from Davangere to Hubli is going, right? So now these ENBs will be connected to other serving gateway. Okay, so there is a capacity, right? One serving gateway can uh, be connected or handle the traffic of so many ENBs. So hope you understand now. So he is moving from this place to this network. Now he is under the control of these ENBs. So these ENBs, that is ENB4, ENB5, and ENB6 are connected to serving gateway 2. Okay, that is why we have named serving gateway 1 and serving gateway 2. And this serving gateway, right, is associated with the mobility management entity. So I called here as A, mobility management entity A, and here mobility management entity B. Okay, so name of the interface are the same. Then this serving gateway, that is this serving gateway has to be connected to this P gateway, right? So there will be broader one P gateway. Under that P gateway, there are several serving gateways. So I hope you are getting that picture in your mind. This is a broader network element. Under that, so many serving gateways will be there. Each serving gateway can handle the traffic of several ENBs, right? And again, each ENB can handle the traffic of provide a connection to several user equipments in that sense, right? Similarly, this mobility management can also take care of the traffic of several ENBs. That is for signaling, right? So this mobility management is connected to this home subscriber unit, because when he's moving from this area to another area, he has to be again authenticated, right? It means if it is in a different circle, right? So for that, he has to get the information and then he has to be authenticated. Fine. Then, yeah, hope this picture is clear. See, you are understanding the serving gateway to P gateway. Name of the interface is S5. Then from serving gateway 2 to P gateway, the name of the interface is S5. And I said from mobility management entity to serving gateway, the name of the interface is S11, right? Then from mobility management entity to home subscriber server, the name of the interface is S6A. So from MME B to HSS, they have shown the interface as S6A. And this continues. Okay. Hope you got the picture of the entire network.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Then, yeah, then from one mobility entity to another mobility entity, right, they also should be connected. No? The name of that interface is known as S10, you say. Okay, so this I have not shown in the previous slide. That is why I have shown here. Okay. So the next thing means, in a nutshell, to say, already yesterday I told about this EPC, that is a evolved packet core. Okay. And this evolved packet core consists of this P gateway, serving gateways, mobility management entity, and this HSS. Okay. This together is known as evolved packet core. And this radio access networks, RAN. Okay. So this is what EUTRON we say, that is evolved universal terrestrial radio access network. Okay. That is the what ENBs, right? That one we call EUTRON. So EUTRON and EPC, okay, together will be known as Evolved Packet System, that is EPS. Okay, EPS. We call EPS is what? Combination of EUTRON and EPC. So together we call it as EPS. that is evolved packet system. So now this is the complete picture of the LTE network. That is, see, user equipment is here, right? From user equipment, it is connected to the ENB. So here the name of the interface is known as LTE UU. Okay, both for data and as well as signaling. Hope clear? Yes, I'm asking. Hope this
Yes,
is
sir.
clear.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay, so just I think I might have told. Yeah, this is just the same things. But if I tell these things, you will get only the block diagram picture, right? At least if I show the network components, then you will be able to visualize these things, how the things are connected and it will working, right? So to get a better visualization, I taken up these things. So otherwise, we will be writing in terms of blocks, right? So user equipment, which is connected to the ENB, that is enhanced node B. Then from ENB, it is connected to serving gateway. Then from serving gateway to P gateway, that is PDN gateway, right? Then from ENB, it is connected to MME, right? That is mobility management entity. Then from in turn, this mobility management entity is connected to HSS, right? So, so these are all what functional entity or logical entity we say, or even network entity also we say. So these are the different names what we can say: functional entity, logical entity, or network entity, right? And these are all the interface. Okay, these are called the interface reference points. So from P gateway, it is connected to internet and even operators IP services. Okay, so just it is mentioned here name of those interfaces. So why I have written here X2? There is one ENB to another ENB. The name of the interface is X2. Right. Similarly, from one MME to another MME, the name of the interface is S10. Right. From ENB to MME, the name of the interface is S1 MME. Okay. So from serving gateway to P gateway, the name of the interface is known as S5. Similarly, from P gateway to internet is SGI visa. Yeah. Again, to get a clear picture as a broader view of this, we say this is the user equipment. You all know this mobile has two components. One is SIM card, right? Another one is a mobile equipment, we say, right? So USIM, we say that is universal subscriber identity module. So without SIM, you will not be able to make any services except emergency services, right? You all know better, right? So this is the main component. With this only, you'll be able to connect with the network with the SIM card. So this SIM card will be having your information, user information, that is right. So with that, we'll be communicating to the network. So from the network side, we have two elements we say. One is the radio access network. So this radio access network will have ENBs, that is also known as EUTRON, and this core network is known as EPC. Okay. Fine. So I think with this, I can say I have completed the architecture of this LTE by throwing better insight into that. I think that is fine. So, yes, any questions to ask, you can ask me. Open to ask questions. Hope you got this picture clear in your mind. Hope you will be able to all these things. You'll be able to understand. Huh? Fine. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
already, yeah, yeah. There are many versions. No, I would have told this also. How? So keep. You should be exposed to many things. Okay, how the transformation or evolution happened from 2G, 3G to 4G. So I think I told in the previous class, right? Node B, RNC functionalities has been clubbed and merged into ENB, right? Then these things, SGSN, GGSN, MSC, PSTN, this is the what? I said GPRS and network, no? In turn, that is connected to operator IP service, IMS, and other things. That been transferred to MME, serving gateway, P gateway. Okay, so this we call as evolved packet core network, that is EPC. In turn, that is connected to operators IP services as well as IMS and other things. Is that fine? See, various ways to say fine. This is all to get a better picture. But as per your textbook, this one, so this is what the diagram of LTE network architecture. So to get a better visualization about the different network components, I took that as an example. Okay. Uh, so this is done from my side, and just let me discuss. I would like to give one more real life analogy. So before I take up that real life analogy, I would like to ask how many of you have traveled uh, by taking air? Yes, even for this question also you're taking more time. How
Yes,
many
sir.
of yes, Pranav, you have traveled through air.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. What about others? Only Pranav has traveled in your class out of even for saying this, yes, I have traveled. I know how many of you have traveled. People out of station students, right? We have come from other states. Definitely in an emergency, at least they will be taking this, not the train, right? That's why they are not saying. Yes, Aman Sharma. I should mention the names. Aman Sharma is not there. Yes, Aman Sharma. Hmm. Yes. What about Keshav?
Yes, sir.
What is man? I am asking. Have you traveled through air?
Yes, I have traveled.
Okay. Okay. Just can you tell what is the procedure followed?
Sir, procedure followed for booking or for traveling?
Yeah, every complete from starting from booking to boarding, and then after boarding to come back. That
Okay,
is to reach
so
your destination.
so first of all, we book our tickets either on the airline website or from any third party like MMT or
Okay.
Paytm. Then
Okay.
we head to the airport. Then first, the CISF people they check your ticket. Then you're let in. Then you drop
Uh,
your baggage and collect your boarding pass.
uh,
Then we head to the boarding gate. Before that,
uh,
there'll be a security check,
uh,
and you're allowed to carry only your hand baggage. And there are certain restrictions of the materials you can carry.
okay.
After that, you are checked thoroughly by the CISF people, and then you wait for the boarding. Then
Uh,
boarding can be in two manners, either by bus or the terminal is directly connected to the plane. Then you
very
board,
good.
and then the plane starts to taxi. And when there's a clearance given, then we go for takeoff. After takeoff,
Yeah.
for about a minute or so, we get
Mm.
network. After that, we lose network.
That is fine, man. See, when you after boarding into the flight, who is the captain there?
Yes, so there'll be a captain and there'll be a first officer
Yeah.
and there'll
Yeah.
be
Pilot
cabin
will be
crew
there.
members.
Then flight attendant will be there. No, they will be giving you the instructions, right?
Yeah, so
Uh,
there'll be cabin
okay.
crew, there'll be a head cabin crew, there'll be a first officer, there'll be a captain.
Yeah. So they
The
will see flight attendant will give you the instructions, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So is it possible to, and even okay, another thing is you did not say about the class, that is business class or economy.
Yes, sir.
So those two options are there, right? So is it possible to correlate that functionality to this network, uh, the functionalities of different network elements? Yes, is it possible?
So I could not figure it out at this moment.
Okay. Means you could not figure it out from internet, then from P gateway to serving gateway, then from serving gateway to ENBs, from ENBs to the user equipment, and in between, the mobility management entity, what it will do, then how it is going to authorize, right? Where the data will be there, how does it takes from HSS, So you said no security check will be there. So your ticket will be valid till where? Your
Little the
once
destination.
no means see once you go to the airport, there you are submitting your ticket, right? Then they will give you your ID, right? Boarding pass
Yes,
they will give, right?
yes, sir.
Once they give the boarding pass, then this ticket is not required, right?
Yes, sir.
So boarding pass is the identity for you to board the this one, right?
Yes, sir.
And you all know even different service providers. What I mean to say, uh, what we can say, see, different people are there like AirJet, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Service providers.
Service providers only there, right?
Yes, sir.
Maybe a number of will be there. Similar to that, here also, Airtel is there, Vodafone is there, right? BSNL is there, like that. In that way, I'm asking you to correlate, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, fine. Just, I think there is no much time. So last 15 minutes is left out. So, okay, at least you could tell the procedure. Just if you think it, then definitely you'll be able to correlate that process to this network functionality. Okay, which network will be doing this, that, and all.
Yes, sir. In terms of correlation, I can say that
Uh,
uh, like we are boarding the plane in the same process when we are moving in the example you have shown from Bangalore
uh,
to Belgaum,
yeah,
then the packets move in a predetermined fashion.
okay,
So it will follow a particular order, and there may be chances that when we are boarding in terms of plane, we say that in terms of air travel, when we book a flight, and if there may be a situation that they ask you to board some another carrier.
yeah,
So in this case also, if we are using suppose Airtel, and
mm,
then we try to make a call to a V person,
yeah,
then they may be interlinking somewhere that they transfer the call.
okay,
So that may be the cases.
okay. Still, many things are there to understand and correlate. Hope others, those who have not yet experienced that, also should be able to understand. Okay. So now let me just present one small video which will convey this concept. Okay, is that fine?
Sir, in the starting of the class,
Ah,
you said that 4G depends on other networks, no? So like the previous architectures, like 3G and
it
2G.
does not depend. Means it will coexist with 2G, 3G.
Okay, like
Because
because
first 2G has come, right? It has been
yes, sir.
deployed all over the place. Then
Yes, sir.
3G upgraded. Then 4G has come.
Yes,
So
sir.
other network elements should also cooperate. Now means what you have written here, GSM you have written, then CDMA you have written, right? So
Sir, in the
GSM is a
sense,
2G network.
like if we talk about the calling, I mean the calling process.
Uh,
So we know that only GeoSIMs have true
uh,
4G network because they don't fall back to 3G network when we perform a call
correct, correct.
because they have voice over LTE. But if we
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
about
that
any
is
other
done by
major
this
SIM,
IMS. Yeah,
yes,
that is
sir.
done by IMS. That is IP Multimedia Service.
Yes, sir. So if we talk about any others, they
Uh,
automatically fall back from 4G to 3G, no, sir?
means it has to support now because this LTA is for as I said, it is a packet switcher system only. Okay, it
Okay,
won't
sir.
support circuit switcher system. Circuit switcher is for what the earlier version, that is 2G,
Okay, sir.
GSM, and even 3G or supporting circuit switcher system. That is, it will be establishing a dedicated connection for voice. But this LTE is for packet switcher system. So with
Okay,
that,
sir.
it is possible to support even this voice also with the use of IMS.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so just let me play that video. It is just for 3 4 minutes. I request all of you to be attentive and listen carefully. And I want some interpretation and your understanding uh, also. Okay. So even after going through this video, if you are not able to still get the idea, then we can have discussion. Hello, able to hear the audio?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, no. So you could not hear the audio. That is, I wanted to confirm that before I complete that. One minute. Confirm if your audio able to hear, then I will play. Okay. Just I have not yet shared. I will share now.
No, sir, we can't hear.
You can't hear, huh? But you are able to see this video. Yes, Vishnu.
So the video is lagging, sir. I don't know if it's the
Video
same
is
for others.
lagging. What
Yes,
about
sir,
others?
it's lagging, sir.
Is lagging.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I will stop.